Hey everybody, welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I'm so happy you joined me again today. We got old provolone back in the shop for something that's a common issue if you have shock therapy springs. I've got the springs rubbing on the shocks. And that, it's hard to tell from here, but you can see that this is ground down pretty good from that spring, just rubbing. And eventually it gets through and it's going to destroy the rest of it. And there's a lot of talk online, oh, you just need to turn these this way, that way, something different. But no matter what kind of rotation I put in this thing, it's just not working. So I have a solution today which hopefully will keep those springs from rubbing the shocks without obviously swapping to a different brand of spring. Because those are expensive, and I'm not taking them off. So let's see what I got. This is what I have, a box from agmproducts.com, and it's right here. They are new slides. Yeah. Now the theory here is that this middle section, which is replaceable, and it feels like it's made out of some sort of plastic to wear, is a lot tighter, has a lot less clearance on both sides, so that it can't go crooked, which is what's happening on these. If you come down and move them, you can move these. Can you see that? You can wobble back and forth. So these are supposed to be much tighter. And with the material that this is made out of, it'll wear this down before it wears your shock tower down. So we're going to pull those out and stick these in. Just looking at these for the first time up in the air. Look how far worn down they are. There's supposed to be more material with an O-ring inside, and it's completely gone because they've been rubbing so bad. That is really going to be a problem. This unit has 1,950 miles, something like that. I've had these shocks on there, or these springs, sorry, for 500 miles. So they're really rubbing through pretty quick. You can see this one still has the little O-ring, which is supposed to cushion that so you don't hear clunk when you go airborne, or sorry, when you land. And look how the threads are really getting worn down on the sides here. Whew, yeah, eventually that was going to go through. Might be a little more damage down in here, so I don't know. Those are super expensive and hard to get right now, so I'd rather put these on and hopefully prevent this from happening than to risk it. Definitely a downfall of the shock therapy. The springs are amazing. The ride quality is absolutely worth doing if you haven't done it, but I just wish that these were a little bit bigger diameter, and that would keep them from doing it, I believe. I'm not a spring expert, but I think so. All right, let me take the tires off, yank these shocks out of here, and get to changing them. Almost forgot. That's how much play there is. There's still going to be a little bit because of the threads, they stick out, but let's see if we can get less than that. Got the first spring off using my custom made spring compressor tool, taken straight out of the OSHA do not do this chapter. It's fine. But I'm just going to take out the stock one. And put in the new one. Oh wow. That is a lot tighter. Let me put the original back in. Original. Dog barking. Look how crooked I can move that all around. Versus this one that just fell apart on me. Wow. I'm at the end, so I'm kind of rock it, but that is a huge difference. All right, well, I'm gonna put this spring back together and do the same thing for the other one. We're done. Look at this now. And this is on the outer part. It's not even up to the threads yet. That's barely any movement. So with the machine down, it'll put it up here. I bet you it doesn't even really move at all. And I was thinking about it because the printing's upside down now. If we were to flip this over, it's going to reduce the amount of travel that it has on the upper spring, and it'll put you more on the lower spring, because it would only be able to move about that much versus now it can move that much. So I'm glad that I put it upside down, which is what Shock Therapy recommended with the stock ones anyway. So I pretty much mimicked it. I've just replaced these sliders. So time will tell. I'm going to go out and drive it. If you haven't subscribed already, I would recommend doing that, because in another 50 hours I will inspect those very, very closely and see how it's doing to prevent wear on it. Also, it should cut down on some noise if you're getting some noise from them rattling around too. So that is going to be my solution. Like I said, those are from AGM. The part number for the Walker Evans is that one, AGM WSA 2500. And they're pretty much plug and play. I like them. I think they'll do good. Yep, Shock Therapy. All right, well, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every viewer, every subscriber. You guys are what makes this whole thing possible. So if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that subscriber button right here on the screen for you. And I hope to see you here for another video right on 3-Day Weekend.